So we start our Qigong practice with a bodhicitta motivation to make our winds, our subtle body and our physical body serviceable to our practice of developing relative and ultimate bodhicitta, and to help us develop the discriminating awareness that can recognize delusions as they arise and also recognize the correct object of negation. So we'll start with swinging. So always when we do Qigong, our knees are slightly bent and we're breathing into the belly. And it's we can call it the navel chakra, or in Chinese it's the dantian, and in Japanese it's the hara. And if you put your index finger on your belly, on your navel, then it's about where under the fourth finger. It's closer to the back. So we just start. Well, actually, we won't start there. We'll just start with swinging. Because first we just need to get the chi flowing, and then we go into this area. But just to establish that. So we just start by swinging. When you do this, what's moving is it's the rib cage that's moving, and the arms just swing. You're not moving your arms. You're just allowing centrifugal force to move the arms swing. So it's kind of like carefree, like being a little kid, you know, just letting your arms swing. And the more you twist, the better it feels. So this is very helpful after you've been sitting and your back's tired. But still we're conscious of the breath in the belly. And to get more of a stretch, you can turn around and look at the heel of the opposite foot. So then you get more stretch going on. You can also really bang your shoulder and your hip. So you can keep kind of alternating. You can look at the ground for a while and then look straight. And keep your eyes open when you do this, because it's actually beneficial for the eyes to see all these different shapes and colors as you go around. And then one more variation is to look up at the sky, or the ceiling, so that you stretch your neck. And if you don't have time to do much, if you can just do this, it's helpful, you know. And you can do these for, depending on how much time you have, as long as you have. And we didn't do this yet, but it's also really good to stretch your neck, you know. So we're just going to stand straight, but keep the knees bent. We're breathing here, and as we breathe here, we're just going to let the neck, you know, just let your head fall to one side and up, and the other side, and just enough so that you know you can let the weight of the head pull you over so that you feel a stretch in the side of your neck. And then you can stay over there and then just kind of go back and forth like that. And let that stretch happen and right over in here. Up and down. And the other side. And just make circles with your head. Remembering not to lock your knees. Then go the other way. center. And we'll do a little bit of opening the shoulders. So I think we did, so this one when you, it's like you're doing the backstroke. So you put the weight on the, actually it's good to start with left first. So left foot forward, so the weight goes forward and back, and as you take your arms around, you look at the, you watch your hand go around. So again, you get some more movement in the neck and shoulders. And this is just to open up the whole shoulder apparatus because it gets stiff. And to have let the energy flow from the heart down to the arms. And then change feet. And just keep the arms straight, like stretch up, you know. Okay, we can come back to the central position, breathing here. Then we're going to do another one to open up the upper body. So this one is you take a big breath and you expand your chest and open up as much as possible, this way, as you step forward, so it's like this. So when you're stepping forward, you're actually breathing into the upper part of your chest, your lungs, expanding that bit that we rarely breathe, you know, up here. So you want to do that. Now usually I say breathe into the belly, but in this case, when you take a breath, you're going to breathe up as high as you can in your chest and expand that and kind of break open all that stuck energy in the heart and shoulder area. Feel it, yeah? Mm-hmm. Then we're going to do just the basic Qigong stance. And I have a friend who went to China. He's a Chinese doctor, and he studied Qigong. And they say, just standing like this, that when he studied it, they had to stand like this for half an hour, just standing in this position, because it gets your legs so strong. I mean, you can bend your legs a bit more. In fact, he did it like this. This is what they had to do. They would stand so long that, because when these muscles are strong, then all the meridians that are in the, run through the legs get strengthened. And I'll just mention this now. I mean, I'll do more variations than we have been, just so you have some choice. But one of the things that happens if you actually do stand like this, remember I told you can also stand like this, but if you do this with your hands like this or like this, and if you can stand for maybe 10 minutes breathing into the hara, and you can make it like a meditation, you know, but what will happen is that your body will just start to move, which is why it's one of the most beneficial Qigongs, is that, I mean, we won't do it because there's not enough time, but if you want to try on your own and work up, you know, like start with 3 minutes, 5 minutes, what happens is that you start to, your body will just kind of start going. You know, it'll just kind of do what it needs to do. And then if you kind of let go and just let your body shake, you know, maybe your legs will shake or your head will shake, whatever. They call it spontaneous Qigong. And that means you've built up enough Qi that then the release that needs to happen will happen automatically. And if you just let go just a little bit of your control, you know, you'll feel it. Usually for me, my legs would start, you know. And then you may end up just dancing around the room. But it's okay, because what it is it's like it's letting the body tell you what it needs to do to be healed. And so it's actually more beneficial than all these ones that have forms. because it's actually the energy within the body itself releasing. So that's just an alternative. So let's go back to this. Then we'll do this one. This is like the whole gamut of Qigongs, and you can choose which ones. Well, not the whole, but a few. So this one is the one I told you that Chunan Live found everyone, or lots of people waiting for the buses and in the street corners and in the grocery store lines in Taiwan doing this because it was a cancer cure. And what you do is there's the energy in the index fingers, and you feel as if there's a string on your elbow pulling you up and down. So, and if you, like Richard's kind of going like, if you end up doing that, it's okay. And you want to just breathe here and breathe naturally and just look forward, and you can, practice have whatever awareness you wish at that point. But I'm just going to stand still and do it. And sometimes that same thing will happen when you're doing this. And this is another one that in traditional martial arts, when you're building up your strength, that your body may begin to just move spontaneously. And this is also one that is very beneficial to work up to 20 minutes. You don't have to do all these, but these are just... And I know when I actually did that, it was amazing how much chi I felt. And you feel so strong, and every time you move, it's almost like your muscles don't have to do the work anymore because the chi's moving, and that's such a sense of ease, So there's this one. And after you do this one, we're not doing as long as we could, but then the closing for it is males put their, let's see, how is it? Yeah, males put their left hand in, females put their right hand in, and you do 9 breaths. And so you bend back, breathing as much as you can, pushing your pelvis forward, and when your pelvis goes forward, you lift up your chest, so you're not just kind of quite just going back, but you're actually kind of arching your back. And you inhale, and then you exhale and push all the stale air out. Because what it is when you're doing this, you're shaking up all the chi, right? So that when you do this, you're expelling it from the body. And you can bend your knees too. Just stop and breathe. Just put our hands here and just practice breathing into the dantian. Allowing the belly to expand in both directions. You might want to put your hands on the back and see if you can feel it. And also, when we're standing, we want to feel the full footprint on the floor. So the toes, across the whole metatarsal region, the outside of the feet and the heel with the arches somewhat lifted, And just notice if your knees are going in or out, and try to keep it straight. And feeling like the lower doors are open, and breathing here. can start to make little circles with our hips. Still breathing. And you go to the left and back and around. And pay attention that the jaw is relaxed. You don't need to touch the tongue with the roof of the mouth, but just keep the mouth relaxed. That allows the energy to flow into the head. And we just drop our hands, and then the movement is going to go from the hips. It's the one where we hold the teacups. So you imagine you have 2 teacups in your hand, so that what happens is then you have to kind of stretch your palms so that you feel energy on the outside ridge of the little fingers. And what you do is you push your pelvis forward. As you push your pelvis forward, you breathe from here all the way up to here. And you like you're offering your heart to the universe. And then your hands come out in a circle. And they go all the way around as back as they can. And then it's like there's strings on your elbows pulling them close to your back. So then you come back with your circle. And so the inhale this is your inhale. Then exhale. And just open the heart. And really feel the massage that's happening in the shoulder girdle. You know, when you go for as full as you can, and you can feel the shoulder blades stretching and opening so that that whole collarbone, shoulder begins to loosen up. And the last time we come around, we drop our hands down, and we take the left hand and cross over, and the right hand and cross over. And then we're going to go into the one that I like to think of as a mime, like Marcel walking. So this is the one where you lift up your heels all the way to the point as far as you can extend and stretch that whole area at your toes. You really stretch your toes. And this helps to prevent, what do you call it? Fasciitis? Plantar fasciitis, yeah. So you're doing this, and still breathing here, and then the hands make circles around the hips. You want to make sure that you don't just come here. It actually makes a circle like that, and your palms are flat by the side, and so then it's a movement like this. And yawning is good. Yawning means that the stale cheese coming out. So this should feel kind of good. It feels good on your hips. And yeah, so you. But it's important to lift the heels up as far as they'll go. And then after a while you can twist the knee around a little bit so you get more of a twist in the waist, which puts more purification of qi into the liver and the spleen. And according to Chinese medicine, congested liver qi is a big contribution to having anger and resentment. And congested spleen qi is the cause of worry and anxiety. So it's very good to do these exercises that reduce the congested qi in the liver and spleen, or gallbladder and stomach, and those areas. And also in Chinese medicine, grief is associated with the lungs. So this one, opening your lungs is a good one to do when there's a lot of grief in the life. This one's also good for the heart, and the heart is associated with depression and bringing joy into your life by opening the heart. Okay, so then you finish this one by, instead of the hands like this, the hand comes around and it goes right up the back, so that it's really stretching this whole area, much like in yoga, when I can't do it, but when you go like that, So that's very good for, I think, for like the, those shoulder tendons and muscles and things, so you go like that for a while. Okay, so relax that. We're going to do a little bit more with the heart. This one, where you just let your wrists flap and you just turn. Then I'll do a little bit more with the liver and spleen. And so there's a liver exercise where you take a breath here, and then as you exhale, you go up on your toes, like this, and you push your hands down as much as you can, and you open your eyes and look up as much as you can, and you say, shoot. Okay, so it's like this. Shoo. Shoo. And one of the main acupuncture point, the needle for liver, is right between the big toe and the second toe. So when you're going up like that, you're actually stimulating that area, you know. And there's a lot of the meridians ending in the toes, which is why this one's also very good for you, you know. And I've been really blessed in my life. Two of my best friends are acupuncturists, so they've taught me a lot about Chinese medicine. And one of the things my friend Christine taught me was there's an acupuncture treatment for depression. And what it is they put needles right at the base of each of the toes, like right there. So you can see then by going up like this, you know, you're actually really doing yourself a big favor. And even just massaging your toes is a good thing too. So then we'll do the one for the spleen. Let's see, how does it go? Let's see, what do we do? We go like this. So you're going to open up, and the hands are flat to the ground and up to the top as you twist, and say ha, like that. So you want to keep this as much as possible this way and this way, so that because it's the twisting. All these twisting ones are the things that get the liver and qi and the digestive organs moving. You know, and we spend so much time sitting now, that whether you're at a desk with a computer or meditating or I don't know what. So let's try it. Let's see. So now we're going to start Haidang's kidney exercises. But I think before we do that, let's just do the squats to get the legs strong. So this is real simple. You just go up and down as much as you can. Start with 10 if 10's easy, and try to work up to 21 at least. So you just go like, it's very simple. It just keeps the legs strong and the knees. It really helps also to get qi flowing through your knees. And I know when we sit, you know, our knees can be a place where the qi gets stuck. If you want to, you can keep your hands like this, or you can put your hands on your knees. I don't think it matters too much. And just go down as far as you can. But as you get better at it, you can go down more and more. So I inhale as I go down, and exhale as I come up. But okay, one more. It also helps to get grounded to do this. So then we'll just kind of bring everything back in. So then the kidney exercises, and we'll close after that. I learned these from Patricia Smith, who ran a Qigong program at Land of Medicine, but in the 90s for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. So this is the one where you start, always here, breathing here, knees bent. You lift your left hand up over your head, you come around your shoulder to your elbow, and then you grab your wrist. And by grabbing that wrist, you pull on your hand, and that pulling makes you go into this position. And then you just do the other side. This is the inhale, this is the exhale. And you do it quickly. And the reason that the reason I emphasize this and teach it everywhere is because the kidney chi is the source of our life force energy. And as we get older, it gets less and less. And with weak kidney chi is how we end up having to get up in the middle of the night to go to the toilet 3 or 4 times, or weak bladder, because the bladder and the kidneys work together in Chinese medicine. The organs are all paired. That's okay, you can stop. And so the next one, so this helps to give us a long life and strength, and also, all this thinking that we do and sitting, it kind of depletes the kidney chi. And so you put your hands in Buddhism we call the Vajra fist, and you're in your Qigong position, and you just reach out around the front of you and grab chi, and you just put it in your kidneys. It's very simple. And you try to keep this bit front, not move twisting at this one, because then you get more of a stretch back here. So you just reach around. So this is the inhale. The exhale, the chi goes in. And breathe into the kidney area. That's enough of that one. And then the next one is when we, as we inhale, we imagine that the chi is coming up through the earth, through the kidney 1 point, which is right here on your foot, right there. And or if you don't want to do that, you're just coming out through your feet, and comes up the kidney meridian through the inside of the legs, comes up, fills the kidneys, comes up to the heart region. So you inhale up to the heart. And then as you exhale, you say, "My." When you get out to here, you make your Vajra fist again. You bring and you circle your ears, because the ears are related to the kidneys, as the eyes are the liver, which is why in the liver one we make our eyes open. And then you exhale down. So it's like this. Last time. And the next one is best demonstrated from the side. This is when you put your feet a little bit further apart. And as you breathe in, you inhale, and when you exhale, you hit right on in your chest here like this. And then so that's the exhale. Then just one time. And then you open up again, open up the heart, and then when you come over and just bend over. And the first time you do it, you just hang out with letting the weight of your neck, of your head, stretch out your spine. And you can either keep your knees straight if you want to stretch your hamstrings, or not. It's just up to you. So you just relax there for 4 or 5 breaths. And you reach your hands through behind your heels, and you bend your knees. You put your right fist in your left hand as you curl your back up with an inhale. And then when you come up, you imagine that you're clearing away all the condensed chi that's in front of your third eye. You didn't do it with me. So let's do it now. We'll do it 4 times, okay? Or 5 times. We're kind of running out of time. That's right. Okay. So inhale, exhale, open up, inhale, exhale over, and then come up, because you guys are going to miss out on the hanging out here. Okay. Inhale, exhale, open up, over. Inhale and come up. And exhale. Just do it on your own time. One last time. And then the last one, again you're in the Vajra fist. And your knees are your legs are a little bit further apart. Your knees are bent, and it starts just like the second one did. You reach out, you grab the chi, and you bring your left hand around. You put the left hand on the inside of the left leg and look to the right, and then you bend the right leg, massage down the inside of that leg. And the more you bend that right knee, the more you can go down. But the point isn't about getting down. The point is feeling a stretch through here. So you're going to reach out and go, and you want to keep that body as much as you can in one plane. You don't want to be bending over. So, okay, left hand goes out and around. Left hand inside left leg, look to the right. Right hand inside the right leg, look to the left. finish with this this nice one, where your hands are here and you breathe into the kidneys again. And as you breathe in, you bring your hands around and you make a circle in front of the navel chakra, a circle in front of the heart chakra, a circle in front of the brow chakra, and then a big circle. Reach up, bend over, pick up a ball of chi, and it's like you're dumping a bucket of water on the crown of your head, and as you exhale, you just let it all pour down. It should feel really good. So it's like this. So this is the inhale. This is all inhale. And then exhale. Big inhale. And exhale. Last time. Okay, so then we do the finishing ones. So you tap yourself down. You go down the outside and up the inside, which is the way the meridians run. Here, and then we do the face. So it's 18 times. You push up the cheeks, and then with the outside ridge of the fingers, you come down the other side of the nose 18 times. Then you take your index and your thumb, and you go around the ridge of your ear, because all the meridians are in the ear, and this is the spine. So if in any place in your ear that you find is sore, you can massage it extra. And then you take your index finger and put it on the inside of the ear and find all those places, because that's where all the organs are. So again, anytime you find a sore spot, Chinese doctors will take like a mung bean and tape it to the place that's sore. And there was a Korean doctor in Auckland who would do it on the fingers, and you'd see people with their mung beans on their fingers and their ears. But anyway, so if you have a really sore point, might as well, it wouldn't hurt, you know. Put a little tape and bean. So then we finish by males left, females right. Is that right? Yeah. And then we're going to bring all the energy we generated back into the dantian, the navel chakra, to store it. It's like, this putting it in a battery, so it's there for us to use. And then while we're breathing, we go 9 times to the left, 9 times to the right, and 9 times to the left. And then the last one is called 5 fingers together. And so you You do a slow inhale and paying attention to the tips of the 5 fingers. And you slowly bring your arms up as you inhale. Slow, nice slow inhale. And then when you get above your head, you put your fingers and your palms together and you bring the energy from the heaven down into the body. And when you get to the heart, you turn it around. So if you like to feel that, there's the Buddha on the crown of your head, then you can bring the blessing of the Buddha into the crown of your head. Last time we stop at the heart, and we bow to each other and say, thank you so much for sharing your chi. May you have good health, long life, all your wishes fulfilled, and attain enlightenment. And then we're done. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Beth.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like this. And then fire. I mean, you do it more if you know. And then water. You just kind of move around like this. You have to put your legs pretty far apart to do this one. And you're just kind of rotating, and as you're doing it, you're also rotating your back. It's very watery. And you can let your head go too, so you just kind of, it's like you're making circles with your knees, okay? And you should just kind of relax into it and let the back move with it. Okay, so that's water. And earth is just this. Just like being the earth, feel the earth, like you're just like a stone. And then the final one, which is space. You put your legs kind of out and you have your hands out like this, and you just stand there with your eyes open. You just be aware of your heart, and you just blend your body, mind with space. That's all you do. So that was kind of nice to hold that one longer. But this one, air, is apparently very good for insomnia. Because air, it's the air element that's too active, for insomnia. And so I learned this when I took a polarity therapy class, and it was taught there that if you wake up in the night, you can't sleep. If you get up and do a bit of this, it'll help you get back to sleep. But you have to breathe up here too. Anyway, so I just thought I would add those. Okay, let's go eat.